the day that George Washington was born. 2K Sports brings you the best in NBA coverage. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And right around this time of the year, some teams spending long stretches on the road. Chris, that's difficult. It's got to be tough, I would assume, for players to deal with that, teams to deal with that.
It does get tough. Long road trips, travel, you're staying home from your family, you haven't seen your family and your friends. But I tell you what it does as a team, coaches love it because it builds camaraderie, it builds chemistry. Now you have time to go to the movies and hang out with guys on your team at a restaurant or just hanging out. And what does that do? It brings you a little bit closer together because now you're building a relationship that's not based on basketball. These long road trips allow you to be together, to get to understand and know each other in ways maybe you haven't before. And believe me, it's been many times on the court. I've joked with the guy on my team about something that had nothing to do with the game, and it brought us to even play harder because we had an inside joke about something else. Who wouldn't want to play with their friends, right? Who wouldn't want their friends to challenge them? And that's the type of relationships you build on these long road trips.
Now, here is Harden. Second chance shot. Here's Fareed. And it comes off the front of the rim. The deep three from George. They get the rebound. Adams in the high post. Outside, George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Not getting anything to fall here early. 4 straight misses to start the game. Oh, sloppy finish. The D was giving him the layup. He just didn't stay with it.
2 points. That one goes.
Look, I don't know how he got that one to go. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
To the inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
And Kenneth Fareed, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But, Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those 2.
Harden's shot is off.
Well, that makes them 1 for 5 from the field so far. They need to start getting some better looks.
Here's Westbrook. That shot off. Gordon with the defensive effort. Paul outside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
I mean, for a player who only stands 6 feet tall, Paul is a pretty good finisher inside.
Out to the right wing. Kick out to Adams. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Over George. And it's Gordon missing. Oklahoma City trailing. A nice shot by George. George has got his second bucket of the night.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Houston shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
Look, he's always a league leader in free throw attempts. I mean, Harden is so shifty, so strong, and he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Here's Nene. Got a piece of it. And they're able to recover. 6 on the shot clock. Houston moving it around. Rivers. One-on-one here. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Open court basketball at its best. And he's slow to catch up. And the assist leads him right to the bucket. Wow. Wasted possession. Thanks to what should have been a simple pass.
It's George on the wing.
Ya funciona perfecto. Esto también a lo mejor te viene bien porque entonces, yo que sé, estás corriendo ahí y le quieres hacer spotter a alguien y no tienes ganas de ponerte las gafas, ¿sabes? Con esto lo das y activas automáticamente las tres pantallas.
Si hagas todo lo que sea rápido, siempre te hace que, ¿sabes? Pues hagas más gas. Pienses más las cosas.
Que tú estás por aquí y no tienes ganas de correr, saltas y dices, me voy a meter a verte un rato y no tienes ganas de ponerte las gafas. Pues le das este botoncito y automáticamente lo tienes todo configurado
Sí, eso es
al
verdad,
máximo para ver las tres pantallas. Te das otra vez el botoncito y lo tienes vuelto a configurar, perfecto para la Oculus.
Sí, incluso para sacar alguna fotillo así, tal, cuando quiero hacer alguna historia.
And the rejection by Noel. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Outside jumper. From deep. Here's Nene. And the rejection by Noel. From deep. And they will call over the back on the play.
And you can live with those over-the-back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
I can't say he wasn't going all out, but he's clearly out of position.
3 seconds left. 1 second left. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Oklahoma.
Pero ya te funciona y todo.
And for those of you just
Sí, ya está, hombre, no. Lo he hecho con otro archivo, pero porque aquí no tengo instalado iRacing, entonces no sé las rutas bien, pero está haciendo pruebas con otros archivos con mi ordenador. Perfecto. El archivo que quiera de texto, de línea y tal. O sea, cualquier archivo, incluso si quiero mover una foto, una carpeta, lo que sea, puedo hacerlo. Es un ejecutable que según las rutas que yo le ponga, el archivo que yo quiera, pues lo copia y lo pega y lo sobreescribe, donde yo quiera que lo lleve.
The size of Morris helps him down low, especially when he decides to sky high for the dunk.
Fast break, here they come. Shumpert with the steal. One-on-one fast break. That's tipped. Back to Rivers. Puts up a three. The shot, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. On the wing, George. Pass to Schroeder. Back to George. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And it's 8 points for Paul George.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any
Pues ya lo
thought,
pasarás cuando lo tengas.
without any individual agenda.
Sí,
Eso es lo que dices tú, para ver carreras de otros, a veces cuando me meto, sí que está de puta madre, en vez de verlas con una pantalla, verlas con las tres.
Houston trails by 8.
no me acuerdo cómo se llamaba, cómo eran los archivos, APPINI, ¿no? Pásamelo, ¿me lo puedes pasar tú por alguna manera, los archivos esos?
APPINI, el render, ¿no? Render,
El
sí.
DX11 render, ¿no?
Sí, ahora cuando acabe este partido, los pasos.
Vale.
Entonces tendré que subir al drive, ¿no?
Sí, lo sube cualquier drive.
That's what you have to do. Stay in the moment.
Lo deja hecho ya por mañana enviarlo a mi ordenador.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player. And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, of the two teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout the game.
Now, here's Westbrook. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And that one hits back iron.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Paul can't get it to go.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
No, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game. You see, Webb, for your money, who does the best job of combining guard skills with a classic back-to-the-basket game?
Oh, I mean, you think of Cousins. He's 7 foot, not the fastest, but he has back to the basket and then crossover three-point shooting ability. Embiid as well, Towns, and of course, Anthony Davis, who I think was a point guard and had a great growth spurt in high school. Yes. He's just a guard in the big man's body.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother, Jerian, also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
And so here is Houston. It's a 13-point game. Outside for Nene. From deep three-point range.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
It's stolen by Adams. To the paint. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Back to Harden. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And if James Harden has one signature move, it's got to be his step-back jumper. Something he's worked on for years, like the sky hook or Nowitzki's fadeaway. It's becoming one of those iconic, unstoppable shots.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware. And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
And Chris, you look at Harden's step back, there's a real different rhythm to it, isn't there?
I mean, he covers a lot of ground with that gather step. I mean, some fans even wonder if it's travel. But I guess it's legal. Tremendous footwork crafted over countless reps in the gym.
Now Harden, after Westbrook's missed three, and they're moving it up. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
The three from Harden. Oklahoma City leading by 14. Here's Patterson. Pass to Ferguson. Fires the three. Grant outside. From beyond the arc. Drills the three-pointer. Grant's got 5 points now in the quarter. And so Fareed will bring it up for Houston. From deep. Harden can't hit.
Look, it hasn't happened yet, but he's got time to find his rhythm. And if he does, they can turn this thing around quick.
And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Rivers. Harden outside. Shot to stop the run. Harden missing again. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City.
Oh,
that athletic.
Yeah.
Wow. Jumped out of the gym.
Oh, he's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he... And so it's Oklahoma City in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's George. And George with the stuff.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Pass to Paul. Launches a three. And Grant sends it back.
Third straight miss to start the half. But it's still early. No need to panic.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated. This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it.
Here's George. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Last season, they were trying to speed up the game, C-Web. Teams were given fewer timeouts. Do you think they achieved that goal?
Well, yeah, the new rules, 18 to 14 total timeouts. No more 20-second timeouts. All quarters have 2 mandatories. I think it does help speed up. And these are the greatest coaches in the world. They can adjust. They just need to know what the rules are. And I love the fast pace, the fast pitch count. Let's make sure that we keep the game in a way that fans love it, and we're not leaving any time out there on the floor. I think the coaches have made a great adjustment to it. And look, play on the East Coast is always going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical than the West. But I tell you what, it seems like it's speeded up the game on both sides, and that's something great for us fans.
Well said.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime. But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
From deep Harden, it's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Well, look, his teammates are going to stop giving him the ball if he keeps taking shots like that.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Pass to George. And Gerald Green picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston making a switch here. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Burton, guarded by Green. Kept alive. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. George, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Shumpert with it. Guarded now by Morris. Pass break. Here we go. He doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Paul. Outside, Green. And so Houston again turning it over. Searching for that first bucket here in the third.
Oh, that's a brutal giveaway. A pass to no man's land.
Pass to Burton. In the corner, George with it. Over Gordon. A nice shot by George. George has got 8 here in the quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Oh, yeah, up by double digits. They're trying to keep the momentum, keep the foot on the neck. That's his focus right now.
And they've just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, trying to recapture momentum. When the tide's running against you, very difficult to do. What will the young kids say today? Ride that wave.
Down low. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got 6.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Shumpert. They get a hand on it, and it's Oklahoma City's ball. Right now on a 14-0 run. Yep, that one goes. He's got 7.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And the shot's good from Nene.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Here's George. Lays it up and banks it in. George has got 22 points.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nene. .29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Patterson. Right side, George.
and probably coming out of the game anyway. I think we're officially into garbage time.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Paul George. And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. To the paint. Here's Clark. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Patrick Patterson. The Rockets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And he's good on the second. Outside Westbrook. The shot's good on the assist by George. And it's 13 points for Russell Westbrook.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And that one's good by Clark.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Count it.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Nene. And it's Houston with another. We know that stars, especially superstars, get some level of benefit from the refs. What do you think of that? Is that good for the game?
I think the refs should always be fair. I think, yes, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt if you're a James Harden and you can cross everyone over and you get 10 free throws a game. He earns those most nights. But, yeah, it's going to be some nights in which he gets a call or 2 here because as an offensive player, you want to be so aggressive that you put the referees in a tough position to make a tough call and to see what that was. Fans want to see the best players play, not sit. So you have to be judicious with how far you go, but just sometimes slip in the tendencies. I used to get so mad when all I would do is go challenge a shot. The human kickstand would kick his leg out. The ref would say I fouled him. I didn't foul him. And the best actor in the world would get to go to the line, get a 4-pointer. And okay, Caleb, what was the question again? Stars. Oh, superstars getting.
I don't know. Let's stop. Let's stop.
That's what every team needs. Guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Pass to Patterson. On the wing, George. Now Noel. Back to George. Here's Patterson. Offensive rebound. Here's George. Sinks the triple. George has got 18 points now here in the second half.
Well, this is a different ball game without his scoring. He's been Mr. Reliable at the offensive end.
Back to Rivers. Shoots over Schroeder. Clark for 3.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
No, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That is his first foul of the game. Last year, the NBA moved the trade deadline to before the All-Star break, C-Web. Did you like that decision?
It caused teams to make trade decisions much sooner, and I like that. But I don't like the fact that maybe if, let's say, I'm a fan of Utah Jazz, and you trade the player that we love so much, and he's an all-star, and I can't root for him as a Utah Jazz fan. So as a fan, it gets a little bit tricky because that's still my player, and I want to celebrate with this guy at the All-Star break, but maybe I can't. But I think that what it does is it makes the teams much more competitive because no longer can you sit back and wait and have the time you could before to think as much as you could. Now you have to make a decision on who your team is, the identity, and do you want to get better now or take the risk now? And I think it's put some teams on the hot seat, and I like seeing teams on the hot seat having to make decisions quickly.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Back to Noel. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Those passes into the paint have to be precise, just like that one.
To the middle. A nice shot by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got 4 points in the quarter.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Pass to Burton. A three from Morris.
There we go.
Here's Burton. Back to Morris. Ball stolen. Uncovered. A nice shot by Hartenstein. Here's Oklahoma City. Morris outside. Back to Schroeder. That's tipped. And he gets it back. Back to Morris. Rocket 6. Off target from the wing.
The D a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for George.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised. This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Monster scoring run, but had to do this earlier. Now it shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that.
On the wing, George. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
That's how you protect the rim. Stand your ground and make him alter his release.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
To the inside. Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Back to Nene. And the rejection by Noel. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. Here's George. It's Westbrook with the drive. Yep, it's good.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking